This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and you might hear some of the sounds of spring in the background. Birds are chirping. People are landscaping in my neighborhood. It's all good. And it's hot as fuck. God damn it. Summertime is here already, and it's just May 6th. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick video discussing something that I saw that's pretty damn interesting. So Sony has decided not to hold a press conference at Gamescom 2015. Gamescom, of course, being one of the largest, if not the largest, I believe it is the largest European gaming convention that there is. They've always had a lot of success there. Always got a lot of good feedback from the crowds and the fans there. They've had some pretty good shows there, but this year they're deciding we're just not going to do it. Instead, they're deciding to wait until, I believe it's October. It said in the article that IGN posted, and I will put the article, the link to the article in the description. Yeah, October. They're going to wait until October and attend Paris Games Week. Now, I'm not that familiar with Paris Games Week. In fact, I can say I have no familiarity at all. This is the first that I've really heard of. I've read some people say that it actually isn't as small as people think it is. A lot of people show up, but I guess name recognition is where it doesn't really register. I personally did not even know this was a thing, but now I believe we're all going to be kind of paying attention, because I'm sure for a lot of us it's kind of curious as to why Sony chose to just forego one of their bigger conferences for something that a lot of gamers aren't familiar with. My personal feelings on it, I think this could be a good thing. Simply for the fact that it spreads them away from Microsoft and gives them another big fall event. I think one of the things that probably helped them make this decision was recent events with the early spring, well, the right before spring, and then the summer run of conventions. There's a lot of conventions clustered up, and E3 and Gamescom this year, we're going to be a week closer to each other, because E3 is about a week later than it normally is, and Gamescom is supposed to be a week earlier than it normally is. So that, time constraints, funding for doing these trips, getting together your setup, things like that, that probably weighed in on the decision. Also, Sony seems to be trying to go to a more individualized type of way of doing things. We saw it with the PlayStation event, where they threw their own event, and I said it last year after that I believe Microsoft needs to go this route, and that Nintendo needs to also add just a singular event to go along with its the Nintendo briefings. I forget exactly what they call them, but those little briefings that they do now and then. I think that, coupled with a convention, would do well for Nintendo, just a Nintendo only convention. And I think Microsoft would be very smart to do that themselves. These big shows, these big trade shows, these grand events where all these people are sharing spotlights, it can be a little too heavy, a little too much going on. Like, I know for this year's E3, we're going to get bombarded now that all of these publishers and developers have decided, hey, we need to do our own little show. So you're going to have the Bethesda one, you're going to have the Ubisoft one, you're going to have the EA one. There's another company that announced that they're doing their Square is doing their own E3 conference. Throw that in with Microsoft and Sony, and then of course, while the Nintendo Direct is what it's called, and while they're not doing a conference, Nintendo will probably do a big Nintendo Direct, or they probably do the Treehouse thing like they normally did. So there'll be a lot going on at E3. That's overwhelming. You have to come up with so much to give get your name out there and put the focus on you. And same thing with Gamescom. It's not as many, but you still have to go through that, what can we do to be better than Microsoft? And I feel like you're much better if you isolate yourself to your own thing. You're not bound to doing things in accordance to what your competition will do. You probably could put more thought, more effort into it. It's probably a lot more cost effective as well than the bigger shows, because the bigger shows, as they grow, I'm sure they cost more for these companies to get their space in on them. So we'll see. We'll definitely see how this is going to go for Sony. I'm very curious now. It puts another game conference on the radar, and it puts them at a time where Microsoft will be too busy trying to release games, whereas we don't really know what Sony's got coming for the fall. They may not have anything that big for the fall. So this is the opportunity for them to start laying the groundwork before the Sony Celebration, their individual show, and propelling them into next year. We'll see, though. We'll see if this will be a good or bad thing. For Sony, I'm hoping it's good. I'm really, really hoping it's good, but could be the worst idea that they've ever come up with. But we shall see. We shall see. Sony's not immune to making stupid decisions, after all. But anyway, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.